Nice, Jared! Watch out! No!
Hey, what up guys, it's Mitsuownes. In today's video to show you some more Firewall 0 Hour. So this is more or less like a special edition, so the game director of the game reached out and yeah, we organized this gaming session with multiple devs, so that should be fun, but I wanted to do it more interesting for you guys. So the idea is to go 5-5. 5 games and 5 questions. I asked you, I think, in the Discord, on the Patreon page, what questions you want to, have answered. So yeah, that should be fun. Well, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so it'd be cool if each of you, could like pretty much raise the weapon and introduce yourselves, like what you do, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah.
My name is Shabs. I'm the game director here. I'm playing a Skip. How's it going?
Right on.
I'm Ian. I'm the lead game designer.
Awesome.
I'm Jared. I am a game designer and walk you through all the maps.
That's awesome. I hope you know like the sweet spots where to stand, where to sit, where to have.
For sure. Yeah,
you're the right person to have on the team.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we can answer any questions you got.
Yes, sir. So a question for each of you. Why develop for VR? Why not, a traditional way, a shooter for, 2D, if you will?
So...
Because VR is awesome.
VR is awesome. Yeah, so we come from various backgrounds. So we've developed for traditional 2D games before. VR was definitely, like when the DK1 was first announced, I know Jared had... back that Kickstarter up. We did experiment with early VR, so just as like more for fun on the side. But as it became more of a real thing, and it just started to snowball into this big event of like, whoa, gaming's got this new thing, VR, and VR is absolutely immersion when it comes to first-person shooters. So. That got us super excited because we were already trying to get as much immersion from a flat screen as much as possible. But now with VR, it was just a no-brainer, honestly. Yeah. And then partnering with Sony, the aim peripheral to beat your weapon is just like it just all the stars aligned there for us to just agree upon ourselves to be like, this is what we want to do.
It really let us explore a lot of new ways about going about things that we've done traditionally in flat 2D. Like, blind fire we've always wanted to do, but we've never been able to do it until now. Like with this controller, with being able to move it independently of the camera. So there's a lot of things that we've been wanting to try out for years, and VR's really given us the opportunity to explore that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think one of the cool things is just the immersion factor. Like you feel like you're actually inside the location that you're in, and it feels way more intense than a normal PC game or or just like a 2D game in general. Like you don't have that intensity factor that VR brings.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Absolutely.
Like everyone here at First Contact is super passionate about VR, so and we think at least, and hopefully you guys do as well, in terms of it translating to Firewall 0 Hour.
Oh, definitely. I mean, especially when it comes to the blind fire, that's a game changer. I didn't even think of that like in the first, session or whatever. But yeah, that's definitely a cool thing. Should we go to war then?
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm ready to shoot. I think it goes without saying that we're not going to lose a single match.
Better not.
Oh, jeez, no pressure, you guys.
As the A team. Guys?
Right then. No. Prevent hostiles from destroying the firewall, gaining access to our servers, and hacking the data on that laptop.
Alright, game 1. Unfortunately, I can't hear them. Like, I lost internet connection, I believe, then had to rejoin the lobby. Isn't that something? Anyway, okay, I definitely don't want to lose a single round. Like, the enemy team has a dev as well, and good players. So, I definitely do not want to lose a single match. 3.5 more minutes. I heard that.
They breached the firewall and have the laptop coordinates. Multiple hostiles on the move.
Smoke. That's alright. That's hot.
Friendly down. 3 remaining.
No, sir.
Hostile down. 3
Good job.
remaining.
Nice grenade. One more. Got him. Get revived. Have a bad angle to shoot with.
Friendly down. 2 remaining.
Yeah, get the objective. Dang it!
Hostiles detected at laptop coordinates.
Oh no! They got revived so many times we couldn't quite nail it down, right? Wow. Immediate loss. GG.
And you call yourselves professionals?
Oh, that was
Contract
horrible.
revoked.
The thing is, I couldn't quite confirm the kill. I downed like multiple people, but they kept getting revived and...
Yeah.
I almost took out a guy who was like literally on the cusp of getting revived, and my
Yeah.
grenade hit him after. I was like, oh no.
GG though.
It's GG for sure. Yeah. Yeah. To speak of like some of the first things we did, we've sort of answered questions like this in the past, but locomotion was a missing component in most VR titles that we've experienced, even ones we've developed for. So we wanted to break that urban legend, like, no VR game is going to have movement. There's all sorts of issues that comes with, and we wanted to eliminate that. And once we found that magic, that sweet spot of like long sessions and prolonged rounds and things like that, we knew movement worked. And then that's when it built off of that, like even down to the reload animations. And maybe we can get Justin in here later, and Bill spoke of it in a past, our animation director, but reload animations are completely a different take. Working with our engineer Dave, like they experimented with various approaches, and I'm really happy with what we ended up with, and it's just something that's totally new. I mean, we don't have control of the camera in most weapon reloads and weapon animations. You want to use that as a tool because it's smoke and mirrors sort of thing, but we don't have that luxury, so we had to come up with good ways and clever ways to accomplish what most players feel in 2D traditional games,
and what they expect.
Yeah, and what they expect. So. And then the aim controller and the ability to blind fire and reload with different angles that you're aiming your weapon at, and having the arms, the full body character appropriately animate. So that was I think just it's remarkable how that feels in the game, and they did such a good job on it. So it was always like locomotion first, and then some of the other obstacles that we knew how to do on a flat screen, but we have to kind of go back to the drawing board and how's this done in VR? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like developing levels, I know Jared can definitely attest to this, but developing levels at a certain size, a certain scale. On traditional 2D, we had to kind of push it a little bit out because you didn't get that same FOV. You didn't get the same sense of scale playing from a 2D source that you do from VR.
Right.
We very much approach scale to one-to-one real world as much as we can.
Right.
So our maps kind of naturally came in a little bit. They got a little more tight. They got a little more cramped. So you've got maps like UCT and Hotel. Those are great examples of we're using real world scale, and maybe we're fudging the numbers a little bit to get them in if we want a certain feel to it. But
Right.
yeah, we definitely learned a lot about how to make things look appropriate in VR.
And to speak on top of that, with the art assets, most games, I mean, you could get close to assets, props in the world, and read labels and try to do things like that. VR creates it more difficult task for artists to keep the detail in there as high fidelity as possible, because you could put your face up to almost anything, and so that's a whole nother aspect of VR that artists have to deal with, and optimizations and texture resolutions. A lot kind of had to be juggled around with what we know to what's the unknown, which is VR.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got to give the team praise. And then it comes down, here's another one. The testers. QA is so important. And VR is a whole new way to test. And I got to give props to our testers, Sony testers in San Diego, like Odie, Rob here on site. Like, it's so difficult to understand, like, okay, there's so many more bugs that can be written because of VR.
Yeah.
So there's that aspect from bugs that are more visual and even functional. So they also had to kind of look at the way they approach testing and change it to fit VR, and kind of writing a new rule book in a section of VR about testing. So
Absolutely. I think every department has had to reevaluate how we approach making games now that we're doing it in VR.
Yeah. But that was also fun, challenging, and
Oh,
exciting, you know, and yeah, just what you see and what we're going to build off of from what you're seeing now is a product of the hard work the team has done. Yeah.
Thank you.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's another thing: is this was a game that was started from scratch. A lot of games, you know, have a base, and this is something that we had to create. Is the base of the game, like what goes into the base of a game, like how do doors work, how do just the functionality of things, and like reloading being one of them, and how do you move, like the speed of which you move plays into how big the levels can be. So those are all the things that a lot of people don't realize, is like, oh, well, you have to start somewhere. And when you have a blank canvas, it can be very difficult you have to start somewhere. So you just pick off one by one, and you just go, okay, well, let's just get the movement right. Let's get the shooting right. Let's get all these little base things right, and then we can move on from there and build out the whole game. So, yeah.
Yeah, and actually to riff off of what Jared's saying, with the game now out, and we are, like, every minute of my day, almost, by that I mean we discuss all feedback coming in from all social platforms, everything that we've discussed internally, and working with the community, because we did have a bit of a message out to the community that this game was made from us as a team. There was no one person, you know. It was a collaborative effort. And now with the game out in your guys' hands, we are looking at what you're saying, and it means a lot to us. And it becomes the team has grown, right, with the community. You're a part of it. Like with what you're posting on your videos and what other people are posting on their tweets and Facebook messages. They're helping make and craft the game to make it better. Sometimes they may not know it, but they did post it like 2 months ago, and they don't realize it, that we at First Contact are here discussing that post. So the team's feedback and stuff extends out to you guys, and with the base of the game, by that I mean what Jared's saying, we create from scratch, and it's something we want to build on and make it even better and bigger, and with your guys' help and us being receptive to the community. So that's our goal.
We definitely view the community as an important, integral part of our development.
Yeah.
Like, we would not be making this game better without you guys.
Yeah.
All right.
We got this, guys.
For sure. Now we can actually communicate. Let's do this.
There we go.
Easy work. Let's go check.
Destroy the firewall, find the laptop, and manually activate it for me.
All right. Right behind you guys. I'm going to close the door behind us.
I don't see...
I've located 2 firewall access points. Coordinates are live.
Access points are downstairs.
Okay.
I don't see the other one. I don't see one.
Oh, one's right here. release that.
Ooh, nice.
Firewall
Got it.
bypassed.
I'm gonna go.
Laptop
I'm gonna flank
location is visible.
downstairs.
Time to
All right,
get
stick
paid.
together though.
Yep.
Stick together.
I'll
'cause-
go with you.
Clear.
Yeah.
Moving up.
Oh yeah, they're definitely going to be right across here for sure. This is not going to be an easy one.
All right, here we go.
So we'll wait till you guys make your way around.
All right.
I got suspect over here. I got an enemy.
There you
Blindsided
go!
him, he's down.
Blind!
Hostile
Let's
report.
go,
Good,
shit!
3 remaining.
Ooh! You got the booby trap perk. The skill is a scary one. Okay. Eyes on. Grab his ammo. Alright, we got 1 down, you guys. 3 alive.
Cool.
We're on the other side of the
we got a door
office.
blocker.
We do too. So I'm gonna just
Cheeky.
start making noise with one,
Oh.
and I'm dead.
Damn! You got
Son of a
mocked.
gun. That's a strategy. Careful, you guys.
Hostile movement.
Nicely.
2 remaining.
Ready?
Okay.
Go.
All right, one by the doorway.
Oh, there's
Lee,
mine.
right where you were.
No! Behind me, he got me.
Oh, he flanked.
I'm not down
All right,
yet.
Lee's down, you guys.
2
You
remaining.
got this, guys. Okay.
All right, we're gonna help you. Yes, nicely done.
Hostile is
Boom!
right.
1 remaining.
Oh,
no.
2v2. Ian's down. Get Justin. Throw a grenade in there. Yes, nice,
Nice.
Jared.
Here's the laptop.
Watch out.
Manual
No.
activity.
No. Oh my God. No.
You played yourself!
When you try your best, but you don't succeed.
You better believe it.
That was rough, man.
Dang.
We celebrated prematurely, I believe. That's
Yeah, I think we did.
That's about
Yes.
to congratulate you, and then boom.
We didn't cross the finish line. And someone passed us and got first. That's what happened.
Are there any plans to making Firewall 0 Hour, have crossplay support, if you will?
So that I will be able to answer. And
Oh, yeah.
unfortunately, for other platforms, no. We were exclusive to PlayStation. We want to grow within the PlayStation network and environment. We find them as a partner that believes in VR. And really, that sort of crossplay talk is, it's always an interesting question with games moving forward, but we are definitely an exclusive title for PlayStation.
Okay, this is it though. 3rd time's a charm.
It is. I got some mines set up. This is,
Okay, tight.
Defend the
I'm gonna put it
firewall
over here on
access
the other side
points
of this.
and prevent
Probably
hostile
under the
data
desk.
hack of that very important laptop.
Where's
And
this?
just past the sewing machine.
Okay, what's a good spot?
actually, down that
Right.
hall is not bad.
Yeah, right here. Looking down, you'll
Hostiles
get.
have acquired the
get some
firewall
headshots.
access point coordinates and are moving towards. They've destroyed the
this
firewall.
way.
Laptop location coordinates are live. Hostiles incoming. Protect that
You guys are
laptop.
good?
I'm
They're
good.
coming from the other way.
This
Yeah,
stairwell
Shabs.
two's good right here, back here.
Yeah.
They're never
If you
gonna
two
even
hold
think
that
about it.
hallway, we can hold the. Jared and I can hold the other hall. Contact. Moving up.
How many?
Yeah, how many
just
do you
saw
see?
one.
Ooh, they might be coming up our way where we're at. We're in the stairwell now. I'm gonna just take a peek at the doorway. Looks clear.
Coming from the kitchen.
Hostile down.
Oh,
Sick.
ooh, nice nade.
Friendly down.
They got me.
Oh,
Kitchen.
well, there that goes.
They're above.
Jared, back
they're
up,
above the
back
kitchen.
up. Oh, nice, Jared, down 2 people. We're on our way.
Nice.
Never mind.
Hostile down.
There you go!
Nice, Jared.
That's what I'm talking
Oh,
about!
watch out, Jared, behind you. I've got him. He's trying to flank. Nice. Yes.
Wow,
Nice.
guys!
Yes.
That was sick!
Good job.
Contract
That's what I'm talking
Payments
about!
activated. There's more where that came from.
There we go.
Jared, MVP.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You guys want to
All
rematch
right.
in Embassy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, switch sides. Yeah, perfect.
All right.
So you're all gamers, by the looks of it.
Oh yeah.
So
Yep.
what is your guys' favorite VR game apart from Firewall 0 Hour, of course?
Oh, apart from Firewall, let's see.
My favorite VR game.
That's a good one.
That's a good question. I mean, I really liked. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go for it.
I really liked what I saw with Lone Echo. I find myself looking for games with more depth, and we believe that here in First Contact. We want more longevity and depth in VR titles, and wanting players to come back. So generally speaking, the games that want me ask me to come back and progress a player profile or something like that, I really enjoy. Yeah, so I would go with that. I mean, games like Moss is fantastic on PSVR. I would say I'm looking forward to Astro Boy. So there's that.
Yeah.
Astrobot.
Yeah, there's I played Resident Evil 7 a little bit in VR. It's intense.
Oh, I love it. Love it. Yeah.
It's definitely intense. More on the PC side, like games that I was able to replay fast, like Space Pirate Trainer or Gunjack, I know is on a lot of systems. Quick stuff like that I'm able to come back to and spend time on, even if it's like quick sessions. So that kind of influenced like things that we do about here. We have the fast rounds, but we can replay it over and over and over and over. So
Yeah.
I love seeing more games like that where I can jump in, play for a little bit, then log off, and my progress, like Shab was saying, like my progress is saved. All my stats are there, my score is there.
Yeah.
Games like those are just really, really fun to me.
For me, I would say for a while there I was playing Beat Saber.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong with that one.
Yeah.
Great music and all that. And what else? Even back when VR just kind of first started or starting out is Dread Halls. Dread Halls was one that's like something that I.
Wow, you go way back in time.
Yeah, going way back.
Yeah.
It just tapped into that whole the potential of what VR could be, and you can feel horror is going to be a huge undertaking, and it's going to be one of those huge genres that I think will make VR special.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I like Dread Halls. I mean it's intense. Always like running people through it, and they scream and they freak out. So it's always good fun reaction ones. So, but yeah. It's a classic.
Yeah, horror stuff is always gets you. Let's do this.
Coming down from the rooftop.
You know
Let's
the
do it.
drill. Reach the firewall.
So you're probably all wondering why I've gathered you here today.
And get me in the back door van.
Get out of here. That face paint makes me jealous because I need to get some of that.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna split off and go downstairs.
I'll follow you.
Located 2 firewall
Ian,
access
Jared,
points.
you want to move with
Coordinates
me,
arrived.
and then we can either move a squad down below. Let's do that.
Firewall destroyed.
Boom.
Laptop location pushed to
All
your
right, yeah.
devices.
Here we could probably split 2 and 2 here because it's got the.
This way.
Okay,
Oh yeah. You guys go that way.
I
I'll
got you.
follow Ian.
Cool.
kind of nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're playing against a good squad here, so. Yeah, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. It's clear on this side so far. Oh, we got an open door and a doorway here. Yeah, they're in the kitchen.
Okay, well, what do we
One's
do
behind
about
the pillar.
Well, we can go around. But chances are there's going to be mines. Nope, all of them have door blockers.
How do you open them? I've never heard of that.
Friendly down.
Sick.
3
That's how you open them.
When you try your best, but you don't succeed.
I got blowed up.
Dang it.
Friendly down. 2
My,
remaining.
I got mocked.
I mind
Minus got his
our
revenge.
retreat.
Okay,
I got
just
mocked.
give us some intel here from above.
Okay, let me see.
2 are in the kitchen
Yes.
or in the cafeteria.
Yeah, I
He's
just saw
alone. You
one.
can
He
get him.
closed
You
the
can get him.
door.
He's alone.
This guy here?
Yeah, he's alone.
All right.
Behind you?
Dang!
Oh.
He turned around and got me down. Oh, what a clever peek.
Oh no! Justin got me.
And they're all trying to flank. They got us good.
Yeah,
Dang it.
they're trying to flank.
Dang.
It's all good.
Contract revoked.
Re-strategize here.
I did not expect the top flank. That was good.
Yeah.
Getting mocked.
Yeah, we are.
We're going to put you on our back, Justin, and take you on to the promised land, pimpin'. Don't worry about nothing.
What is VR for each of you? Describe VR. What's virtual reality for you? As a person, not a company.
For me, it's the future. Like that's where I want to see games go. Like it has so much potential, and there's so many creative people out there making games for this awesome new medium that I'm excited. Like our game, it's really the first competitive multiplayer game to get that sort of attention where people are investing that much time with the progression system and with everything. And I want to see more games do that. I want to see more games, really pushing the medium forward. So to me, it's the best way to play games right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to second that. It's VR is like I have my headset on a lot, and VR is definitely something to just echo what Ian just said about wanting to see more content, more AAA style games coming out that get my attention. I'll even do like some shameless plugs here, but like the games that are on my radar and have been, even when Farpoint was announced, it's very cool. That's a great game.
Yeah.
You have Evasion coming out soon. These all use the PS Aim, so that even makes it more attractive for me. So anything to add to immersion is what VR means to me, and well, gaming's immersion for me. So when you say VR, it's just a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll end with that.
I'm gonna third that sentiment. That like essentially the immersion factor. Like I was a subscriber from the beginning. Like I put on the DK1. I'm like, okay, I know this is gonna go somewhere. And then bought a DK2 and it ended up being absolutely amazing. And then just going through all the different iterations of the headsets of Vive and PSVR, and you can see the light. Like 5-10 years from now, gaming is going to be completely different than what we're at now, and I think it's just going to be overall amazing. It's just gonna, that feeling of Ready Player One, like that's the feeling we want to get to. Like we want to be able to just have that like utopia. Like it's gonna be pretty cool.
It's got so much potential.
And to give like guys like Sony's headset and trying to reach maximum player base with PlayStation 4 and the power of it, and even going as far as creating peripherals, like having Sony and having the other companies do similar efforts, but just seeing that effort, like they're invested, they're with the headset. And I think they feel the same way as us by wanting more content and games that aren't kind of play it and put it away type of experience. So I'd like to give them a lot of credit for that. That's a risk, and it's paying off. I love playing Firewall at home. So I love playing all these other games too. But like the point being is I'm exposed to it because PSVR is out there.
That's awesome. All right, guys. Thank you very much for taking the time out.
Absolutely.
Of course, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and guys like you too. And so, like, you are part of that effort to be posting videos, bringing the attention of these things. It's. We just want to thank you for that because that's helping everything.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for making awesome content.
It's
a cycle, isn't it?
Stay tuned. I'm telling you, there's more to come.
All right. Yeah, that's a statement. All right.
Hide somewhere.
All right.
Until.
This man. I'm not very familiar with this one.
Moving to them.
Oh man,
Get
Already coming to the left of this way.
The firewall is down. Laptop coordinates are live.
Oh, already?
Whoa!
Time to earn your keep.
I got one down. Enemy down.
Hostile.
Yeah, they're rushing. And that grenade almost nailed me. Yeah, careful. Get cover. I got mines laid out here.
I got a C4 directly above the laptop. I'm just gonna sit here in this box.
That sounds nice.
Alright, sounds good. Oh, yeah, I see one. I'm falling back. They're grouped up in twos now.
He's on the left, watch it.
Remember, they got an eye in the sky, so...
Wait, can you shoot the through the metal? Through the thing? Through the walls?
No.
No. Oh, that'd be
It'll
awesome.
block bullet penetration.
I think I got you.
Friendly
Okay,
down.
maybe not, I'm sorry.
3 remaining.
It's awesome.
Hostile.
Yes! I got him with the...
Nice!
With the trick shot thing.
Oh man, that makes me happy that I was Justin.
2 remaining.
2 of them got behind us. 2 of them got behind
Oh
us.
shoot, they're flanking. Alright, I'm going into the first warehouse they came out of.
Okay, I
Hostiles
have no
detected at
idea.
laptop location.
Oh no!
I don't see him.
I'm not doing it.
Eliminate 2 hostiles.
Yeah, they're on the laptop.
Transfer.
Yep.
Alright,
I see him.
I
I should
see
have
him.
stayed in my box. Chaz, you got one on your
I
left.
got one!
Nice.
Nice.
Enemy down!
There's one more.
Yeah!
Wait, I'm getting him with the pistol.
You got him.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Okay, he's already dead.
Even
Dang it.
better.
Payments via encrypted
Boom!
transfer.
Let's go, check.
Very good.
This again.
Alright, well, so that was some more Firewall 0 Hour. Special edition this time with the devs. You didn't see the goodbye and all of that because I apparently lost internet connection again? Network error. Yeah, that was unfortunate, but huge thank you to Shavs and his crew for reaching out and doing this. You know, it's not every day a dev reaches out to play their games with them. As a matter of fact, I think in almost 2 years it's been the second time, so definitely a milestone more or less. Thank you very much, and yeah, who knows, might set up something like that in the future. I mean, I very spontaneously asked you guys in the Discord if you want to join. You know, I picked a friend from my friends list, so if you are interested in doing some of these, you know, sessions in the future, maybe a stream, maybe a thing, let me know in the comment section. Hopefully we can set this up in the coming days, weeks, months ahead. With all that being said, this is mission for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Mitsuownes signing out. Peace.